I've had the pleasure of photographing Dr. Lee on numerous occasions, and I must say that to make an exceptional image, it takes two. It takes your subject and the photographer and the lighting and all that kind of stuff. Dr. Lee has never taken a bad photo. It's just been amazing. And I've been asked to read the introduction of the book. The Call of Sedona is Ilchi Lee's dedication of love and gratitude, as well as a beautiful invitation to Sedona. Through his personal stories, including meditations. Oh, I better put these on. Oh, that's much better. The words just got much bigger. Including the meditations he has engaged in at many of the vortex sites in the area, he endeavors to share with readers the spirit of Sedona that has made such a significant difference in his life. Sedona's nurturing and restorative environment inspired much of Ilchi Lee's art and philosophy. From the author's introduction, this is Ilchi Lee's words, not mine. I rarely stay in one place for more than a few months. That's because traveling the world and meeting and speaking with people is my life's work. Nonetheless, Sedona is the land I love the most on this earth. Whatever place I'm coming from, when I head back to Sedona and start to see its red rocks in the distance, my heart and breath open up and my mind becomes calm as though I've come home. Sedona is a flower blooming in the Arizona desert. The land here is a deep red, the sky an endless blue. Between that red earth and blue sky, there flows a sacred atmosphere. Not only are there red rocks, green juniper trees, cacti, and burning sun, but there are also ravines and steep gorges where water flows and wooded forests soaked with the gold of fall. This arid land that pours out such a primordial power has a unique ability to awaken within us the greatest of spirits. My first visit. I first came to Sedona in January 1996. At the time, I was just another tourist among many, drawn by its beauty and mystery. Now, 15 years later, I can't imagine my life without Sedona. To me, Sedona is the most comfortable home as well as the most divine and sacred land. It's the friend with whom I feel the closest of connections, the Susan or spiritual guide, whoever wakens me anew. I have received many messages while in Sedona, while I sat atop Bell Rock, looking down at the river embraced by red stone, when I walked along the banks of Oak Creek and quietly watched the full moon reflected in its water, when I stood on Schnebly Hill and was mesmerized by the flames of sunset in the western sky. Sedona has spoken to me. The messages I received from Sedona were at first almost like fantasies. For Sedona always told me to dream dreams that seemed impossible, and at times it even caused me agonizing dilemmas that were difficult to bear. But I had to listen to those messages. When the messages of Sedona reverberated in the deepest parts of my heart, even if they seemed a ridiculous thing to do from a rational perspective, I just focused on them unconditionally. Whenever I was having a hard time, I would turn to the rocks and trees that had lived so much longer than human beings. I borrowed a lot of strength from the moon and the stars of Sedona awake in the dead of night when the world was fast asleep. This is how the things that seemed at first like fantasies became realities one by one. And many others were drawn to participate in them too. Sedona gave me a dream. It gave me a constant inspiration and strength so that my dreams would not die no matter the hardships I felt myself facing. To me, everything in the U.S. used to be so foreign, including the language and culture. But through Sedona, I gained the strength to truly settle here. I gained a new inspiration that enabled me to share my enlightenment and training methods with the whole world, and it is here where I met so many friends and supporters. Though I was well past middle age, I also opened myself to a new creativity and artistic capacity that was rising inside me. This is the place I developed the Earth Citizen spirit as a philosophy, and where I heard the message of Mago, Mother Earth. In order to repay the blessings I have received from Sedona, I worked hard to share with other people what I felt and discovered through Sedona. That's why I love Sedona as much as I love my life. With every step I take upon this red, sacred earth, I am filled with deep gratitude and affection. Sedona is a truly sacred and blessed land, where when I stand on the hill of red rock and look into the distance where the heaven and earth meet at the horizon, when an immense round moon rises so close that it feels like I just reach out and touch it with my hand, along with a lucid awareness that I'm living on a star called Earth, I find myself deeply and vividly moved. The heart of the earth opens my heart and enters and becomes one with me. And concern for people and the world arises from the deepest part of my being, along with a desire to take care of them. The messages of Sedona, this land graced with beauty and wonder from time immemorial, always makes my heart vibrate with strength and love, intense as the very redness of the earth. This book contains stories about the messages that I received from Sedona. It also has stories about my life, which I lived following those messages, and the book can also become your story. The essence of the message that Sedona has conveyed to me is that inside each one of us, there is a much greater and more beautiful truth and dream than the ordinary ones we know, and that we already have everything we need to achieve them. I hope that through this book you realize that you have always been great, and that you will gain a fresh inspiration and a dream that will infuse vitality into your life. Finally, I hope that you can take part in the beautiful dream that Sedona gives through its profound connection with the earth. What lends meaning and value to our daily life always is our dreams. If you need a dream, or if you need to rediscover a dream that you've lost, come here to Sedona.